Hi, my name's Bruce. If you didn't already know that, you're probably on the wrong channel, as this one is only intended to keep friends and family up to date with what I'm doing during my retirement here in Indonesia. Well, it's Friday afternoon and I'm back for another round with this stuff. See if I can get it done just on one battery charge, because yesterday I'd gone down to the rice factory and collected a battery, actually probably this one, down there that was on flat, and I put that on the charger and when it came back here. So I used the other bigger one until that went flat, and I used this one which said it had been charged up fully, but yeah, so I didn't quite get all the way through. I put them both on the chargers because I've got two chargers, and I've come over here now and only this one is there on the charger. The other one's obviously gone back to continue construction down at the rice factory. And I suspect the reason that this one didn't go is because they couldn't get it off the charger. You have to be a bit knowledgeable and persistent. Sometimes they're a bit hard to release. But yeah, so I'm going to get back onto this for a bit. And in my poor old tech school project thing, which is looking a bit worse for wear, because this is good old tin plate. Like, it should look more like that, but being Bakung, it's corroded. And then there I've got wood carving tools, and I'm thinking there might be something sharp in there that I can use to get out these guys. And then a bit of refinement with the wood rasp. Yeah, so onto it. Well, maybe I couldn't have finished that yesterday. I wasn't that far in when the jigsaw stopped, and I thought, well, no, that isn't flat battery. So I restarted it, and I ended up restarting it 6 or 8 times before I got finished. So I finished and saw I still had 2 bars on the battery. So I'm thinking that maybe those batteries weren't flat yesterday, they were just resting. So yeah, so now what I got to do is get these bits out and start fitting it together and seeing where I need to apply the rasp to get the shape a bit better. Well, it's taking a bit of fettling, but it's slowly coming together. So yeah, I should have had the sides and the back clamped together when I was cutting the slots, or marking the slots, so that they got aligned properly. I'm a couple of millimetres off, it seems, so what I've got to do is file that edge of that slot and bring it down a fraction. That'll be okay. I already did that on the other side. Well, there it is, and as described in my heading for last week's video, wood butchery. So it's like for welders, they say a grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. Well, in this case it's going to be filler and paint make me the carpenter I ain't. Yeah, but that's, I think what I need to do now is number all my intersections so it all goes back the same way together next time. Then I've got to take it apart enough to just have the back plate and one of these middle plates in place, so I can put this on the bottom of that compartment and measure where the hole goes in the middle plates. In the end plates here, there'll be a larger hole which is centered. That's easier. But yeah, so now I need to get to numbering. Well, I've reached overheat. I've got my axial fan mounted in there now. So the only thing remaining is to cut the 2 larger holes in these end pieces. Then once I've done that, I can look at gluing it all together. And once it's glued together, I might consider whether I'm going to paint it or not. I suspect not. The only reason for painting it would be to seal the PVA glue, given the humidity around here, but yeah, stop it. Yeah, so and wouldn't you know it, I'll put the fan in back to front. Damn. Well, it's Saturday morning and it's been raining again. Yeah, so I've cut the holes in the end plates and done a bit more fettling and glued it all together. I only had one clamp big enough that works, so I may have to put a bit more glue in there and clamp it later. But yeah, I've sort of added extra glue in a number of places around here, so I'm going to leave that to dry and come back and look at it again later to see what more needs to be done. Some of these are nice and tight. Some of them not so much. But yeah, that'll do for now. I'll just clean up my mess here and go back and cool down, because even though it's overcast and there's been rain, yeah, high humidity means it's still sweaty, so I'm bucketing sweat, as you can see from my trail on the ground here. I've seen worse, but yeah, I'm sweaty. That strapping tape is good stuff. I bought some on eBay before the big move from Australia to Indonesia to wrap up a whole lot of stuff. It comes in a kilometre box. I've still got probably at least a third of it left. So I'm good for strapping tape for the rest of my life, I think. And that strapping tape is fairly strong, so Jabita's also been known to use it for clothesline. Well, there's some roofing going up. Next time it rains, they might have some cover. I mentioned previously that what they do is they pound down the stuff and then put concrete over the top. So this is one of their pounding devices. The motorised whackers will be a nice thing to have, but that costs money. This is not going to cost a lot. Okay, so I can see they've probably got 2 sheets on. There's my mallet that doesn't seem to come back to the shed very often, if at all. I heard chainsaw noises coming from this direction earlier, and I thought, well, what tree have they got down there that they got to cut down now? But it's the neighbours. Not sacrificing another tree here, fortunately. Oh, somebody made a mistake. They saw the side of the other side over there, thought they'd fly through. Didn't work. It's Sunday, and surprise, surprise, it's raining. The new hose for the pressure washers come, so sometime I've got to figure out how to get this thing off and get this new one on. But for now, I'm going to work on the this thing. I'm going to apply more glue to that and clamp the other side, and yeah, it fits around a bit. Well, that's had the extra glue applied, so on to the next thing, which is this guy. Looking at it, I need tiny little circlet pliers. I'm going to have to see if I can find those on Shopee and order those. I can't just get a flat bladed screwdriver and push that off there successfully. It's not going to cooperate. So, yeah. go and start searching Scoppy, I guess, for circlet pliers. Thought I'd come down and have a look at what they're up to down at the rice factory, and it looks like they got the first section of the roof. Those metal sheets weren't actually long enough to reach from this side to the far side, so they're attaching shorter sheets across there now. Looks like they've got some of the concrete sheeting up over there, which will have the same problem. There's at least one leak. And here we are at the west end of Bendy's house, and it's only a couple of weeks since that was harvested. It goes back into crop pretty quick. Well, there's an interesting thing. I don't recall ever seeing a cell tower that close before. Should be able to get some pretty good signal from that, depending on whose network it's on. Walking back from the rice factory, I see his hand has fixed his roof. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning. I think I should check the contents of those shoes before I try to put them on. You might have found a 12-inch snake sleeping in our bathroom this morning. So I don't want to put my foot in there to discover there's nasties sleeping in there. Anybody would think it had been raining again overnight. Well, here it is. I shall take the clamp off it and have a look around to see whether there's other places it should be glued, and look at cleaning it up. Now we'll see if it holds together while I do some sanding on it. Should do, but if all else fails, I can always glue it back together again and try again later. Well, it's cleaned up a bit. If it was going to be anywhere where it was going to be on view, I'd use some filler and paint and smooth it down nicely and make it look like a nice box. But this is going to be up in the roof space, out of view. So, job's right. So that might be the last time you see this thing, because it's going to end up disappearing into the roof of the house. Okay, so there's a little bit of roof coming back this way as well. Closing that gap between the roof over there. Well, he doesn't drop that electric bill in the water he's standing in. Putting a layer of concrete got level apparently. I freely admit to not understanding what this is about. A ramp, yeah, okay. A ramp for those hand trolleys to roll it up there and tip it in, I guess. And there's another bit I don't understand why they're building all across here. Okay, these pits around the back have been filled up now. And I see the drain over at the wall over there. It's got an elbow on it now, like it's going to get directed out to the north. Thinking the roof is probably going to extend across there. Not sure whether I bought 100 or 200 of those masonry bolts. I knew they'd get used. Well, following up on the issue with that mould on the ceiling and the back airlock, that circular gable vent there is the point of ingress. If there is a strong enough wind and heavy enough rain, it actually goes through that. So presumably it's going through the other one as well, and onto the rock wool insulation over the bedroom. But in that case, that's over the stairway from the back airlock, and there's no insulation on top of that, so the water gets down to the ceiling. Yeah, so there's bugger all I can do about that one. On the other thing up here is on that tank stand there. Get it to focus on. So I need to come down the reflection. Okay, so you see where that black mark is on the tank stand to the right of those Yagi antenna. A little bit below that you'll see there's some screws, and you may see there's some screws That's where the camera mounts on that tank stand. Now the camera that was there wasn't working, and it turns out it's not the camera that was the problem, it was the PoE splitter that was on that. And subsequently, with experimentation, I found that particular camera has a built-in PoE splitter, so I didn't need to have the extra one, and the camera actually works. It's just sometime I've got to get some of Dadang's time to go and reinstall that, and hope that the Ethernet cable is long enough without the PoE splitter in the sequence. So that's a camera to be sorted out later. Another camera to be sorted out is this one at the southeast corner of the house. It tells me it's online, but it won't connect at the moment. So the usual thing of powering it off and on again doesn't resolve the problem. Disconnecting and reconnecting the cable at the switch doesn't resolve the problem. The next thing to try is bringing a ladder over and disconnecting and reconnecting the Ethernet cable there. And if that doesn't help, I don't know. Those modifications yesterday, today being Tuesday, were to allow them to bring the cap of the well down to below grade so they can concrete over the top of it. And I gather we're making all this much more substantial. Currently loading output of the rice factory onto Adam's truck. So this is finished product, ready to go off to the distributor or wherever he takes it. Yesterday's rant was reconsidered apparently. So we now have steps. And won't be driving down onto there anymore, so this ramp here may end up, I don't know, maybe they'll bring that up, maybe they'll make it go away. Now I know what submersible pump they were using down the well at the west end of Bendy's house. This is actually the submersible pump brought when we put down the bore on the west side of our house. Supposedly there's good water down 150 metres or whatever, but those guys were only equipped to go to 105 metres and they didn't strike the good water, so this turned out not to be useful after all. The pile at the back is growing again. Makes sense. We have the sheets of perforated steel. That will be the floor in that new area that's constructed at the west end here. So the big fan will be blowing air in underneath that to blow up through the floor to dry the rice. I wondered what this big truck was parked at the front of our little road here. And I suspect that's there, waiting for that rice to be ferried out to it. Because it obviously can't get in here with that little truck there. That can be used to ferry the rice. And then, with a bit of extra handling, chuck it in there. And it's Wednesday afternoon, so here we are with progress. By the look of that, the submersible pump must be down the well permanently. It's concreted in now. Well, should be getting some cocoa pods off these trees before long. There's quite a few hopefully ripening up. If we get a decent quantity, then we might be able to look at having a go at making some chocolate. Oh, it's Thursday afternoon. I thought it was more overcast. I probably should have worn a hat. But there's a few drops of rain earlier, and I don't know whether my weather station has finally given up rainfall as well, or whether it just wasn't enough to register. This can happen. Okay, so we actually have a 100mm pipe down to the well, so the submersible pump can come up through that. It's tied up via the rope, so that is maintainable. There's going to be some heavy duty concreting by the look of this. Okay, so there's going to be considerably more construction at the back here. So under that tarp there is the reconstituted diesel engine. And yeah, it'll be interesting whatever happens. Given that cutout, the rail bonded to the wall above it that matches up with these ledges around the sides here at this end, that looks like that's going to be the level for the raised floor. So these sheets, perforated steel, will be the raised floor. It'll be interesting to see what supports they're going to put it on away from the walls. It's Friday morning. I really had thought I'd shown you this thing for the last time, but yesterday I was going through my video clips and realised that I'd missed pressing the record button for the one that showed me reversing the fan. Since it's a bit hard to see what I'm doing if I put my hands in there, I'll show you on this other one I have, which is actually a replacement I can use. What we do is we pop those clips off, and lo and behold, this module comes out, and you just turn it over and drop it back in again and put these clips back on, which of course is easier said than done, but not too difficult. So that's one done. I need to rotate that round more so that we have figures. There we go, that one's on. Done. Simple as that. So when that one packs up, which it inevitably will, because the fan that's above the bathroom currently is the second one, because they get in the moisture from the bathroom and they corrode and seize up. So when that one seizes up, swap in this one. Easy. And because I've left this open, that's not difficult to accomplish. Well, there you go. Okay, so being Friday morning, I will now go down to the rice factory and get you a state of play there, and then we can do an upload. Forgot to mention that yesterday my weather station came fully back online, as it does occasionally, and it actually had logged a little bit of precipitation, so it's not dead yet. And more rice is arriving at the rice factory by the look of it, and a whole lot's going out the back. Yes. The team are loading rice onto the drying area. Now we're looking at the new rice drying area from the inside here, so getting angle iron around to provide a solid base for the raised floor once it's installed. And over the back here we're making progress with the mount. I guess that would be for that one will go there. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so that will be the engine mount. It will be pretty solid though, look at it. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but it's going to get a solid wall by the look of it, because those will be concrete columns going up there. So I'm thinking there'll be more roof over that. But yeah, plenty of interesting work to continue here. Plenty of rice going out for drying today by the look of it. Well, while everybody continues their hard work, I shall go and do some video stuff.